I honestly don't feel like Ann Taylor is this blonde, but maybe she's just crossing her T's and dotting her I's. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer. Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only, and just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Okay, so for the hearing that was on, holy crap, what date was it? The 28th, right? The 28th of February. I made a statement about Ann Taylor asking like redundant questions that us out here in like the, layman's world pretty much already established was the case. And so I wasn't really quite understanding why she felt the need to waste time in this court session clarifying something that seemed so clear cut and dry. I mean, at least to me and probably several of you guys too. So whenever all of the IGG stuff got given to them, well, the parts that Judge felt valid, okay, was given over to the defense. There was like this whole stipulation that they could not reach out to anyone whatsoever that was on the IGG information without there being like an authorization from the court to do so, where they had to give like good reason why they had to reach out to that person, except for in the cases where they had that person's information, like they knew who the person was and had already planned on talking to that person for one reason or another prior to the date that the IGG stuff was actually handed over. It seemed pretty clear. It seemed hella clear. For some reason, Anne wanted to ask this question, and to me, the judge was even kind of feeling the way I'm feeling right now. Like, what? How was this not already like established? How do you not comprehend what's happening here? So they ended up doing an amended order to the IGG stuff, and we're going to read it because it's a document in the case, and that's just what we do here. So before we get to that one, we're going to go ahead and run through this order setting deadlines and hearings really quick because it's literally just dates, not the trial date, just some dates. So it shows that there is now a deadline for them to give whatever extra, information they're claiming that they're going to end up having for Bryan Kohberger's alibi. It has to be given to them, or it has to be filed at least, no later than April 17th. Now, I don't think anything is going to end up being actually submitted. Now, it's possible, but the way that they've worded it is that his alibi is basically going to be proven whenever the defense cross-examines the state's expert witnesses, which valid, very, 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 very possible, but they're still expecting something else to get filed because Ann Taylor has also made comments about how there's more. It's more than just Bryan driving around, which honestly has like a shit ton of people asking 1,000 freaking questions, especially since this guy was supposed to be some sort of loner who couldn't make friends, some little creepy incel guy, okay? But there's apparently 400 witnesses in the innocence phase. Those two things don't add up. Those two things don't go together. So we'll just see. We'll just see what happens with that. But so far, that is the deadline for any other information. If they plan to give any over willingly, that's the deadline for them to go ahead and hand it over. Now, they're going to be doing a hearing for the defendant's change of venue, and that's going to be coming up. That's the next one. That's going to be May 14th. So we still have like 2 months and almost 2 weeks until we have that one, and it's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be in person and open to the public, so yes, it will be live streamed. If there's anything that they need to file in order to support this whole change of venue situation, it needs to be filed by April 17th, the same as the alibi deadline. And it says that the state will be able to respond to everything, but they need to do so by May 1st, so that I guess everything has like 2 weeks to soak in before we actually have the hearing. Now, this is also what we heard in that hearing, that the state now has until September 6th of 2024 to get everything from the agencies that they're still waiting on, because it seems, let me just hold for a second, okay? It seems like a lot of people, and we see this in politics, all right? I'm not trying to make this political, all right? But we see this in politics. It doesn't matter what you say to a Democrat. It doesn't matter what you say to a Republican. They're only going to hear the portions that their brains are programmed to hear. Okay. So whenever it comes to the hearing, I know that a lot of people have one way of thinking, and the other people have the opposite way of thinking. The people that are like, he's guilty, are all, the defense is the one causing the issue. They're the ones causing the delay. The state's doing everything they have. They have an ironclad case, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All of the ones that are like, oh, this is fishy, Bryan is innocent, or there's something else going on here. They're blaming the state. They're blaming the judge, and Ann Taylor's a hero. Okay. No. Just no. Both of them are wasting time. Stop being biased and letting your emotions get to you to where you only have either a right ear open or a left ear open, because that's not how this is supposed to work. You all know both sides are wasting time. Both sides are wasting taxpayer dollars. This entire case is bullshit. Regardless of if Bryan is innocent or guilty, the way this case is being ran is utter shit. When it comes to everything that Ann Taylor is claiming that they still have to do, my stance remains that she's done nothing, that she's sitting on her ass, that she's not interviewing these people, that she's not going through the discovery. She's wasting time. Okay? But the same thing can be said for the state. The state knows there's things that they should have, because this isn't Bill Thompson's first rodeo. It's none of their first rodeos, okay? They've probably handled plenty of murder cases, plenty of death penalty cases. They know what is expected, okay? And whenever they're only getting thumbnails of x-rays from the frickin' coroner's office, they should be the ones being like, hey, bro, what the hell is this? What am I supposed to do with this? No, give me the full ones right now. What are we playing these games for? It shouldn't be the defense having to tell them, hey, bro, what's this? No, I want the real thing. What you handing me this shit for? Okay? Both sides. It's both sides. Come on. And I agreed with the way that Judge kept asking them, do you really need that long? Like, what's happening? Do you really have to take that long? Do you really need 6 months more, Santa Claus, to get 5% of your discovery sent over? What the real problem is that while yes, the defense deserves every little everything, every little crumb, everything, okay? I am duh, all right? Of course. He can only give to them what he has. Now, like I said, he should have been the one busting his ass. His team should have been the ones busting their asses to make sure there's more than just one date on a cast report. They should have been making sure that the Pharaoh scanning was done right the first time, and that they didn't have to take advantage of the whole speedy trial being waived in order to do it right. Okay, there's plenty of things both sides could have been doing differently here. I know that people want to say, this is what happens with murder cases. This is what happens with death penalty cases. Is it? Or is it what they want you to think so they can drag these things out for as long as possible to make money? I mean, come on. Come on, think a little bit, guys. It's not black and white. It's not left and right. It's not blue and red, okay? It's both. It's a mixture. It's chaotic. Both sides are responsible. And honestly, this is stupid. If they've got it, they've got it. If they don't, they don't. Get it to trial. Show the evidence. If you felt the need, state of Idaho, to drive all the way over to Pennsylvania to get this man, then you should have everything you need to prove your case. And honestly, if he is innocent, give the alibi. Prove you were elsewhere. Because if you were really elsewhere, it'll be easy. You'll be able to give them the locations your car was during the time of the murders, regardless of the phone being on or not. Someone will always have a ring cam. There will always be a security camera somewhere. There is always a way to find out. Just do it. Just do it. Okay? My stance is not going to change on that. This has been a waste of time. This thing should have gone to trial. Both sides should have been able to fight whatever they needed to fight. And I am just flabbergasted at the fact that Judge can sit here and hear all of this and know that there was incomplete information presented at the grand jury and not use that in itself. Like, why didn't Ann Taylor use the fact that they only had one date in the cast report as part of her reasoning to get rid of the grand jury indictment? Well, I guess maybe she could have, because remember, half of it was private. The morning sessions were private, and then the afternoon sessions we could watch. hopefully she did present stuff like that, because that's grounds. That is definite like reasons to want to go back and do this right. Who knows? Who knows what they presented to anybody? Who freaking knows? But yeah, the state has until September 6th to get their little 5% that they have left, which is them having to hand over less than 1% a month, by the way. And then the defense will have until January 9th of 25 to respond to anything that they've received and to do their mitigation stuff. Okay, the document of the hour. This is the amended order for disclosure of IGG information and protection order. Based on the February 28th of 2024 hearing, the sealed order for disclosure of IGG information and protection order is amended as follows. Defense counsel Ann Taylor, Jay Logsden, and Eliza Massoth, defendant Bryan Kohberger, and IGG defense experts Dr. Leah Larkin, Bicca Barlow, and Stephen Mercer may view the IGG materials provided by the state, provided by the judge, because he didn't give them everything. Any further dissemination of the materials or the information contained within the materials, including to any investigators, must first be approved by the court after a showing by the defense as to why such individuals need the information for the preparation of the defense. Additionally, no individual on the family tree who was not previously known to the defense via the defense's own investigation may be contacted by the defense or any agent of the defense without prior authorization from the court after a showing as to why such contact is necessary and material to the preparation of the defense. Exactly what we already figured this was. Just the fact they had to have this so specifically broken down is honestly a little bit like concerning, I'm just going to say. The defense's mitigation expert, who has created her own family tree and who does not have access to any of the IGG information, may continue her mitigation investigation, including contacting defendants' immediate family members or other related individuals. So just like they said, the mitigation family tree that they have to do, like the law is for death penalty, they have to do 3 generations back. That's mitigation stuff. So the lady that's doing that, and I don't know if we know her name or not. If anybody has heard her name, can you drop it in the comments so I can do my own research on that? Because I've questioned if Vargas might be the person doing this. Because she's self-taught, she did her own thing, and maybe she kind of like messed up being on some channels and talking when maybe she shouldn't have, and maybe that's why she's not part of the like experts, even though she was an expert witness, at a hearing before. Maybe she's the one doing the mitigation, and because for whatever reason they decided to do it that way so that she didn't have to touch the IGG stuff and be named specifically. Maybe, I don't know, guys. I'm really just like, guesstimating, trying to like figure out maybe what's happening is just an assumption. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. But whoever is doing the mitigation for the death penalty family tree has like no need whatsoever to even look at the IGG. And basically, if they end up having to contact somebody that is on the IGG information, it's totally fine for them to do so because their investigation is by itself and has nothing to do with the IGG. So technically, if she were to contact somebody that is on the IGG list, her herself wouldn't even know that because she's not allowed to see the IGG work. But yeah, that is it for the latest documents so far in the Idaho case. Something could drop tomorrow. Something could drop overnight. If it does, I'll be back and you'll be seeing me reading this to you guys all over again. But that is it for now. If you like the way that I present this information, please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. See y'all.